Hey everyone, and welcome back to Thesaurus Thrive, your go-to podcast for boosting your English fluency. I'm Zoe.
And I'm Harper. So glad you're joining us today. You know, Zoe, I was scrolling through social media this morning and I saw someone's incredible vacation photos. And immediately I felt this little ugh in my stomach. Like, why isn't my life that exciting?
Oh, Harper, I totally get that feeling. It's so common, isn't it? That exact feeling of looking at someone else's life or even their English progress and just thinking, am I doing enough? Or why can't I be like that?
Exactly. It's like 1 minute you're feeling great about your own progress, and the next you see someone else and all that confidence just, poof, gone.
Well, that brings us perfectly to today's topic, which is all about stopping the habit of comparing yourself to others. It's a huge part of daily life, and honestly, it can stop us from feeling happy and confident, especially when we're learning something new like English. So today, we're going to talk about why we do it, why it's not helpful, and most importantly, how to stop it. And of course, we'll give you some great English phrases and examples along the way to help you talk about this topic naturally.
Yeah, because let's be real, comparison is a trap, a big trap, and it's one we all fall into, right? It's not just about English learning, it's about everything. Our jobs, our homes, our hobbies.
Absolutely. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is comparing yourself to others? Basically, it means looking at someone else's life, achievements, or even their possessions, and then evaluating your own life based on what you see in them. You might think, oh, they have a nicer car than me, or their English sounds so much better than mine.
And when we do that, it often makes us feel not good enough, doesn't it? Like we're falling behind. Or sometimes we compare ourselves to someone who is not doing as well and it makes us feel superior. But even that isn't really a good feeling.
You're right, Harper. It's often called upward comparison when you look at someone doing better and downward comparison when you look at someone doing worse. Both can be unhealthy. But why do we even do this? It's a natural human tendency, actually. Our brains are wired to observe and evaluate.
Wired? So it's not just me being weird?
Not at all. From an evolutionary perspective, comparing ourselves to the group helped us understand our place, our strengths, and what we needed to do to survive. But in today's world, with social media and constant information, it's become amplified. We see everyone's highlight reel, not their real life.
Ah, highlight reel. I like that phrase. It's like seeing only the best parts of a movie, not all the boring bits or the mistakes behind the scenes. So true. You never see someone's messy house or their struggle to learn a new grammar point. You just see the perfect selfie or the fluent conversation.
Exactly, and that's one of the biggest problems with comparison. It's often based on incomplete information. We create a story in our heads about someone else's life that might not be true at all. For example, you see someone speaking English fluently and you might think, wow, they must be so smart and talented. It must have been easy for them. But you don't see the years of hard work, the mistakes they made, the hours they spent practicing.
Or even the times they felt really frustrated and wanted to quit. Everyone has those moments, right?
Exactly. Another big problem is that comparison often makes us feel unhappy. It can lead to feelings of jealousy, envy, and a general sense of not being good enough. These are not helpful feelings, especially when you're trying to stay motivated.
Yeah, green with envy is a good phrase for that feeling. Like when you see someone else's amazing travel photos and you're just sitting at home, you can feel really left out too.
Green with envy is a perfect idiom there, Harper. It describes that strong feeling of jealousy very well. And feeling left out is also a common consequence of comparing. It can make you feel isolated, like everyone else is part of some club you're not in.
And it can really stop us from appreciating what we do have, can it? Like, instead of being happy about learning 5 new English words today, I'm sad because someone else learned 20.
That's a fantastic point. It stops us from practicing gratitude, which means being thankful for what we have and our own achievements. Instead of celebrating our small wins, we focus on what we lack compared to others. This can be a real downward spiral of negative thinking.
Downward spiral, that's a great phrase. It means things keep getting worse and worse, and it definitely feels like that sometimes. So if comparison is so bad for us, how do we stop it, Zoe? How do we break free from this comparison trap?
That's the million-dollar question, Harper. It takes practice, but it's totally possible. The first and most important step is to focus on your own journey. Think about your own path, your own goals, and your own progress. Don't worry about what the person next to you is doing.
Right, like if I'm learning English, my journey is unique to me. Maybe I started later or I have less time to study. That's okay.
Exactly. Everyone has a different starting point, different challenges, and different strengths. Your personal growth is about you becoming better than you were yesterday, not about being better than someone else. This leads to our next tip. Practice gratitude. Make a conscious effort to think about what you do have and what you have achieved.
Oh, like, I'm grateful I understood that English podcast today, or I'm happy I spoke English for 5 minutes with a friend. Simple things.
Precisely. Even very small things. You can keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. It shifts your mindset from what you lack to what you possess. Another practical tip is to limit your social media time. We talked about the highlight reel, and social media is often where we see it most. If you find yourself feeling bad after scrolling, it's a sign to take a break.
That's a tough one for many people, but so true. It's like a digital detox for your mind. Sometimes I realize I'm just comparing myself to everyone's perfect lives online. It's exhausting.
It really can be. Instead of mindless scrolling, try to use social media more intentionally. For instance, if you see someone doing something amazing, instead of comparing, try to use them for inspiration, not comparison. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this person? What good habits do they have that I could adopt?
That's a different way to look at it. So instead of thinking, oh, I wish I was fluent like them, I could think, how did they become fluent? Maybe I can try some of their study methods.
Exactly. It's a subtle but powerful shift. You're turning a negative feeling into a positive action. And remember, everyone has struggles. This is a crucial point. That seemingly perfect person you're comparing yourself to, they have their own problems, their own insecurities, and their own bad days. You just don't see them.
That's true. We all put on a brave face sometimes, don't we? Especially when we're trying to make a good impression. So you're saying, don't assume someone else's life is easier or better than yours.
Exactly. Assume everyone is fighting some battle you know nothing about. This can help you feel more empathetic and less prone to judgment or envy. Finally, celebrate your small wins. This is so important for motivation. Did you learn a new phrase? Understand a native speaker? Have a short conversation in English? Celebrate it.
Oh, I love that one. Instead of waiting for a big, amazing achievement, celebrate the little steps along the way. Like, I finally used green with envy in a sentence today, Zoe. High five.
Yes, high five, Harper. That's a perfect example. And for our listeners, celebrating small wins helps you see your progress over time, which builds confidence. So, to recap our main points on how to stop comparing yourself, focus on your own journey, practice gratitude, limit social media, use others for inspiration, not comparison, remember everyone has struggles, and celebrate your small wins.
Great summary. Now let's practice some of these ideas in English. I'll say a sentence, and you, our amazing listeners, can repeat it after me. Ready? Here's the first one.
I focus on my own progress.
Good. Next.
I am grateful for what I have.
Fantastic. Try this one.
Everyone has their own journey.
Excellent. And another.
I celebrate my small wins.
Great job. And one more, a little longer.
I learn from others, but I don't compare.
Perfect. Keep practicing these phrases. The more you say them, the more natural they'll feel.
That's great practice, Harper. Now, let's listen to a short conversation between 2 friends, Sarah and Mark, who are talking about this exact topic. Listen for some of the phrases we just discussed.
Sounds good.
I just saw Anna's post about her new promotion. She's doing so well. Sometimes I feel like I'm falling behind in my career.
Hey, don't go down that comparison trap again. Remember what we talked about? Focus on your own journey.
I know. It's just hard sometimes not to feel a little green with envy.
I get it, but you've achieved so much too. Think about that big project you just finished. You should celebrate your small wins, not just look at Anna's highlight reel. You don't see all the hard work or challenges she faced.
You're right, I should practice gratitude for my own successes. I guess everyone has their own journey, and mine is just different.
Exactly. You can even use her for inspiration, not comparison. Maybe she has some tips you could ask about. But first, appreciate your own progress. You're doing great, seriously.
See how Mark helped Sarah shift her perspective? It's all about recognizing that feeling and then actively choosing to change your focus. It takes effort, but it gets easier with practice.
Definitely. And speaking of practice, let's connect this back to learning English. It's so easy to compare your English fluency to others, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I hear it all the time from learners. My friend speaks so much faster than me, or their grammar is perfect and mine is full of mistakes. But this kind of comparison can seriously hinder your progress, meaning it can slow you down or even stop you.
Yeah, because it can make you feel demotivated or too scared to speak up. So, what are some specific tips for our listeners to avoid comparing their English learning journey?
Great question. My first tip is, don't compare your English journey to others. Everyone learns differently. Some people learn quickly by listening, others by reading, some by speaking. There's no single right way or fastest way. What works for your friend might not work for you, and that's totally fine. Your brain processes information in its own unique way. Focus on finding your best learning methods.
That's a huge one. I remember feeling so bad because my classmate could perfectly pronounce the sounds and I just couldn't get it for ages. But then I realized I was much better at understanding fast-spoken English, which he struggled with. We all have different strengths.
Exactly, Harper. That brings me to my second tip. Celebrate your progress, even small steps. Just like with daily life, in English learning, it's vital to acknowledge every tiny victory. Did you learn a new idiom like green with envy today? Did you manage to order coffee in English without hesitation? That's a huge win. Don't wait until you're fluent to feel proud. Each step builds momentum.
Yeah, like saying, I understand this podcast better than I did last month. That's progress. Or, I can actually follow a simple English conversation now without getting lost. Those are big deals.
They are, and my third tip is, focus on communication, not perfection. Many learners compare themselves to native speakers or highly advanced learners and get discouraged because they can't speak perfectly. But communication is about being understood. It's about getting your message across. Making mistakes is a natural and necessary part of learning. It shows you're trying, and that's what truly matters. Native speakers make mistakes too, you know?
That's so important. I think sometimes we worry too much about sounding perfect and that stops us from speaking at all. But if you just try to communicate, even with simple words, that's already a big success.
Absolutely. Embrace your mistakes as learning opportunities. And finally, my fourth tip, be consistent, even for a few minutes daily. Instead of looking at someone who studies for hours and feeling bad, focus on what you can do consistently. 10 minutes of English every day is far more effective than one long, overwhelming study session once a week. Consistency builds habits, and habits lead to fluency.
That's a practical and realistic tip for sure. So don't worry if you can't spend hours studying. Just do a little bit every day, and that's enough for your own journey.
Exactly. So to wrap up our thoughts for today, remember that comparison is a common human tendency, but it often leads to unhappiness and can hold you back. By focusing on your own path, practicing gratitude, celebrating your small wins, and learning from others without comparing, you can build a much more positive and confident mindset, both in life and in your English learning journey.
Yes, embrace your unique self. Your journey is yours, and that's something to be proud of. And for your English, just keep practicing. Don't worry about how fast or slow others are learning. Focus on your improvement.
Absolutely. Every single step you take, no matter how small, is progress. So keep going, keep speaking, and keep thriving with your English.
And remember, if you enjoyed this episode, please like it, share it with a friend who might need to hear this message, and subscribe to Thesaurus Thrive for more useful English learning content. We love having you with us.
Yes, please do. And if you have any thoughts on comparison or tips you use, let us know in the comments. We love hearing from you. Until next time, happy learning, everyone.
Bye for now.